Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sure enough, the second that I tapped the off button, I remembered what it was. So I clicked the link while I was scrolling through Facebook News the other day, today actually, earlier, and I seen a story that was talking about one of the more recent statements from Democratic presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders. He was talking about reproductive justice, which I think is such a stupid term. But it was talking about his overall stance on abortion. And I kind of think he's a nut job. Okay. Here's my personal stance on abortion. All the pregnancies that are the result of rape or incest, I am 100%, begrudgingly 100% okay with letting people have the unfettered option to have an abortion. I think that due to time, I think that I know for a fact, due to several articles I've written that were written by doctors, I know for a fact that the medical emergency thing is not near as big a problem for abortions as it is played up to be. But I think that during pregnancy, the life of the mother should take a slight priority over the life of the child for a couple of reasons. But I think that if it's the kind of thing where the mother has something drastic happen to her and it's either they both die or the baby dies, that's not really a huge decision. But in all the studies I can remember, the number of abortions that happen due to rape and incest and medical emergency is under 5%. So the debate is being made about 5% of the cases. 95% of the cases are people that either don't care about having safe sex, don't know about having safe sex, which, thank you, public schools, and I don't buy this for a moment, can't afford it, which basically by the time you're old enough to start doing that, you're old enough to have a job, and a pack of condoms is cheap. So there are deer on the road, and are they going to run in front of me? Oh, they look so tasty too. Where was I? Oh, pack of condoms is cheap. So I frankly don't think that that's the case, but I think that if I were to have to draw any sort of line that's pro-abortion or pro-abortion on the 95%, which I would let the rape, incest, and medical emergency, that can happen basically whenever, except for post-birth abortion, like what was that guy's name in Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. Aside from his whole post-birth abortion thing, where if a baby's born dismembered or disfigured. Oh, another thing, if a child was formed in the womb and things didn't form right, organs outside the body, things like that, I don't think the parent should be subjected to watching that kid struggle to live for a few hours. So, my personal opinion, I think that abortion could be the better choice in that situation. Suffice to say, I'm not a fan of it. I think that when the Democrats, there's a video of Hillary talking about being pro-choice but safe, legal, and rare, I think that's gone out the window. There have been many interview from former Planned Parenthood workers stating that the safe and rare is out the window. They've got a lot of frequent flyers, as it were. So I don't think that safe and rare is as much of a thing, and also sometimes their tools were being sterilized in Dawn dish soap because they were rushing because they didn't have a functioning autoclave, which is the medical tool that sterilizes instruments. So I think that safe, legal, and rare should be a thing. But if I were going to have to draw a pro-choice line, I would say at the point at which the baby in the womb can feel pain, which is between 18 to 20 weeks, I believe. And there's a lot of abortions that happen after that. One of the other things that Bernie Sanders wanted to do is he wanted to pull state funding away from crisis pregnancy centers. For those of you that may not know, crisis pregnancy centers help women make the choice whether or not to have an abortion. Most abortion clinics try to get you in, get you scheduled as quick as possible, get it done. Crisis pregnancy centers help if a woman decides that she wants to have a baby but it is too difficult for her, they help her along. As I'm sure you all are aware, my wife had kids in a prior marriage in a very terrible situation financially, and they were able to help her with things such as pack and plays, booster seats, or car seats, high chairs, counseling, parenting classes, things of that nature. It's non-profit. It doesn't cost these people a dime to go. Their staff is paid by fundraising and charitable donations, and sometimes state funding. But it doesn't cost these women a dime. And if a woman gets pregnant by a abusive boyfriend or abusive husband, these women can go to here. They can help the woman get out of a bad situation, while, in my opinion, helping them also make the choice not to commit murder. So the fact that he wants to expand on abortion, Bernie Sanders wants to have state funding of abortion, which I believe it's the Hyde Amendment, prevents federal taxpayer dollars from being spent on abortion. He wants to repeal the Hyde Amendment so all abortion and services of Planned Parenthood will be paid by taxpayers. And the while simultaneously pulling any federal funding from any crisis center, which I think is just idiotic. A woman has the right to be a young woman has the right to be informed about things, to get an ultrasound, which no Planned Parenthood clinic should be found that do them, to be able to make an informed decision, and to get help, which a lot of those crisis pregnancy centers do. There are women that have drug problems and end up pregnant. These crisis pregnancy centers can help get them in touch with rehab centers, get them clean, help get them out of any bad situations that they might be in, and start moving forward while helping them to raise a child. They will help in a lot of cases through the most expensive years of child care with free formula, free diapers, things like that, as well as parenting group get-togethers. Well, they will get mothers and fathers of kids that may not know a lot in there, give them basic parenting classes, things like that, all for free. These are community-based, free things. I know my wife's been involved in one. When she was pregnant with our youngest daughter, we were in a terrible financial situation, and she was also needing some counseling at that point in time. She was going through some depression. We did not have insurance at the time, so that was a way for her to do that, because she was able to get counseling. We were able to get some baby furniture that we needed, some formula and things like that. Thankfully, I was able to get a great job before the baby showed up, but we went through a rough patch financially, and they definitely helped us out. I think that there should be a discussion about abortion. I don't think that the majority of discussions about abortion, frankly, result in much knowledge being exchanged. I think that the majority of them result in shouting their talking points and attempting to make the other side look bad. Well, you're anti-woman because you're not for a woman's right to choose. Yeah, well, you're pro-murder because you're killing the innocent. Both are somewhat true, but both attack at such a low, an intellectually dishonest level that nobody wants to listen to the other person. I think that there's a ton of discussions that should happen where people aren't intentionally just trying to piss the other person off. Anyway, that's basically what I've got on that topic for tonight. Hope everyone's doing okay. Stay safe out there, obviously. Thanks for tuning in for another Cruise with Smooth. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have any thoughts on this topic, even if they're contrary to mine, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Can't guarantee that I'm going to respond because of my work schedule, but I'd still enjoy hearing it. If there's any topic that you would like me to go over, feel free to put that in the comment section below. And even if it's something I'm unfamiliar with, I'll try to do a little research and get back with you. Hope y'all are having a good night. Stay safe. See ya.